everyone. I am going to show you a very simple staple in our house when it comes to meal prep. I love our whole family, pretty much the entire world is obsessed with Mexican food. It is just delicious. I love it. So I like to make my own refried beans. When I open a can of refried beans and all that oil kind of sits around it, it kind of grosses me out. And it's not even that. Making your own, it's extremely simple and it's way less expensive, and I know exactly what's going into it. Very freezer friendly. I will put these in freezer bags, throw them in, pull it out the day I know I'm gonna need it, throw it in my fridge, and it is good to go. These are seriously the best recipe. You need to try this. I used to make this in my crock pot, but it would take all day to cook, and sometimes I just don't have that kind of time. Sometimes I'm getting home late from work and I need to make something and I need to feed the masses. I typically would double this recipe. In fact, I do believe this is the very first time I'm making it as a single batch. Just trying to make it easier for showing you, but I always double it, always freeze a bunch, and then I'll just have to remake it. I don't know. We eat a lot of Mexican food, so I make it every few months, every 2 to 3 months, I'll make a new batch, but it lasts for such a long time. The flavor of it is amazing, and it's very simple. I can throw all the ingredients in before I go to work. There's a little delayed start button right here. I can hit delayed start, tell it to be done 2 hours before I know I'm gonna be home. And then when I get home, all I have to do is blend it up a little bit and it's good to go. And if I need to use my crock pot to make some chicken or ground beef or anything like that, I can do that at that point. And it's free and ready for me to use, because I'm not a fortunate soul like some of you and have multiple of these. I've seen some of you. You have 2 and 3 of these. You are lucky. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. The thing I like the most about this recipe is it's extremely simple. There are some recipes out there that ask you saute the onions, saute, throw in the garlic, saute that. Then you have to scrape the bottom of the pan to make sure none of that burnt stuff is on the bottom, because then you'll get a burn notice and then you have to turn it off, and that's frustrating, especially if you're trying to just get started using your Instapot for the first few times. You don't want to have struggle, because you need to get comfortable with this so that you realize how amazing it truly is. And if you right off the bat are getting some sort of burn notice, I guarantee you're going to put this away in your cabinet and you're going to be intimidated to try it again. Some of you bought one of these and you left it in your cabinet for almost a year. I know. I was a solid 6-monther. How long were you guys? Be honest. Tell me in the comments, how long did you leave this in the dark corner of your cabinet before you finally broke it free and tried to use it for the first time? That's sad. That's sad. And for those of you that still have them in your cabinet and you haven't opened the box, today's the day. This recipe is where you're gonna get started. This recipe is so simple. Like I said, few ingredients. I'm gonna make it really easy on you. I'm not gonna make you use more than the pressure cook button. You don't have to saute anything. You don't have to pre-cook, pre-do. This is it, super easy. So let's go ahead and get started. First, you're gonna dice your onion. I went ahead and did that and put it in this bowl so that I didn't cry in front of you, so you're welcome. Actually, I didn't even cry this time, because a great tip for you, when you're dicing onion, set your entire cutting board on the stove and turn your exhaust fan on. I have not cried a single day since doing that trick. The chewing gum while you're cutting didn't work for me. There were a few others, I don't remember them, but the only one that's worked for me is setting your cutting board on your stove and turning your exhaust fan on. So try that next time. Hopefully that works for you. So 1 onion, that is all I have. I have 4 cups of water. I have this chicken flavored bouillon, which I know a lot of recipes will call for chicken stock. I don't have a lot of cabinet space. I don't have a lot of pantry space. I have a lot of cabinets. I just don't have a lot of pantry space. So I don't like storing big containers of chicken stock, vegetable stock, those kind of things. So I will buy it in this type of container, and then when I need to make it, I just add the extra water. This stores much longer. This has been a lifesaver, and I really like the flavor of it a lot better than the chicken stock. So this tells me that for 1 teaspoon per cup of water. So I'm not even gonna mix it, I'm not gonna blend it. I know I have 4 cups of water, I know I need 4 teaspoons of this. That's all I'm gonna throw in. Okay, then the recipe calls for 1 pound of dried pinto beans. They're just dried, they're just from your cabinet in your storage container. You rinse them and that is it. You do not soak them. You do nothing except for rinse them and measure them out. So just to help you out, I have this knockoff Pyrex container, and it's a 2-cup measuring cup, and to get exactly 1 pound I weighed it out and it is flush to the top. So when I look at it, it looks like it measures about 2.5 cups. I'm just trying to save you weigh time. Like I said, I'm trying to make this as simple as possible. So all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna dump everything in. I got my 2 cups, I got my 1 onion, I've got my 4 cups of water. Let's see if I can not spill it. Then, I know I said I was gonna make this easy, so you have a choice. If you have fresh jalapenos, you can throw those in. I typically don't, so this is actually the first time I'm gonna use fresh jalapenos. I'm gonna throw them in, we'll see how this works. I like jalapeno, I just don't like a lot of spice. So I only did a few rings, I took the seeds out, I'm gonna toss them in. If I don't have fresh jalapeno, I just put a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. You can use chili powder, cayenne pepper, any kind of spicy just to give it a little extra. And like I said, just 1 teaspoon. It's not gonna make it hot. It's gonna be a nice flavor. So for the taco seasoning, I like to buy it in bulk because we go through it so quickly. See? I will put approximately 1/4 cup of taco seasoning into my single batch of refried beans. This is just an easy way that you can add some great flavor to your refried beans without having to go through measuring 4 and 5 different ingredients. So you can just throw this in. I went ahead, I've had this tool in my cabinet for a while and I've been wanting to use it, so I bought actual garlic. So I'm gonna go ahead and try that, but typically I just get the jar of minced garlic from the grocery store. That's easy. I just tablespoon, throw it in there and I'm good. So since I wanted to try this today, I went ahead and peeled, let's see, I have about, well, this one's very large, so I'm gonna say 3 to 4 cloves of garlic, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and mince that into there. Ooh, I think that's gonna be awesome. So go ahead and do that. Although I will measure this because I did remember to grab my little handy measuring tablespoon. So this one has where you can slide it for different measurements. So I need 4 teaspoons because I have 4 cups of water, and just pretty approximate. So that was a tablespoon, so that's 3 teaspoons, and then 1 additional. There we go. I'm not even going to worry about mixing it. I don't want to touch these jalapenos because I'm afraid they are spicy. That is it. You throw those things in, you put your lid on, you turn it, you hear the beautiful noise, and then you always make sure you seal it because most likely it is unsealed from the last time that you used it. So make sure you flip your little sealer over to where it says sealed, and then all you're going to do is hit pressure cook, and then you're going to hit the plus button until you get to 50 minutes, 50 minutes. You can do less, in like 45 if you like a little more texture to your beans, but I like them just done and nice and smooth. So I'm gonna do 50 minutes for these. That is it. You don't have to hit start. It's gonna start on its own. Now it needs to come to pressure. So this is one of the things that people get confused on because, you know, you say, oh, I had refried beans and they were done in 50 minutes. Well, they're done cooking in 50 minutes, but you have the build to pressure time, which can vary. So that it has to build to pressure before it starts counting the cook time. And when it's building to pressure, the more stuff that you have in your Instapot, the longer it's gonna take. So if I made a double batch, I know it can take 15 to 20 minutes to build to pressure. I'm hoping, I'm gonna time it, but I'm hoping that the build to pressure time for a single batch is only gonna be about 10 minutes. So we're gonna build to pressure for 10 minutes, we're gonna cook for 50 minutes, and then we're gonna do a natural release for 25 minutes. So what's gonna happen is it's gonna count to the 50 minutes, and then it's gonna beep and let you know that it's done cooking. We're gonna just leave it. We're gonna let it do its thing, sit in its juices, simmer, and stay warm. And it's gonna start gradually releasing pressure on its own. So natural release, we don't touch the valve, we leave it the way it is for 25 minutes. There is a timer on here, so you don't even have to pay attention to the time. And if it goes over, it's not gonna do anything. It's fine. I have let meals naturally release for far longer than I was supposed to, and it's fine. It is completely fine. I'm just telling you 25 minutes in case you're waiting on it and you need dinner to get started. Wait for 25 minutes and then you're gonna release the pressure. And I'll show you how to do that here in just a moment. Hey, I just wanted to check back in real quick. My Instapot is now finished with the 50-minute cook time. It beeped a few times, and then now the display reads L02002. That means 2 minutes ago it started counting back up. So this is for the natural pressure release. So I'm gonna wait till it gets to about 25 minutes, and then I will release the pressure the rest of the way manually if there is still pressure built up at that time. Sometimes it's completely gone and the red pin has dropped, meaning no pressure, it's safe to open. So we're just gonna give it some time and then we'll check back in and see how amazing this turned out. So do you remember how I said if your timer goes past 25 minutes, not to stress out? I'm at an hour and 9 minutes. Might have got distracted a little bit. So my pins dropped because clearly there is no pressure left in this container at this point after an hour and 9 minutes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hit cancel. We don't need to keep counting further. And I'm just gonna open it up. Let some of that liquid drain off. And did you know you can put the lid right in there? Isn't that so fancy? Okay, so my beans look great. I'm going to, let me see. It's a little warm, but, ooh, hot. Okay. You can see they're a little dark at the top. That's just a lot of the seasoning sitting up there and the onions. I am going to go get my immersion blender. I wasn't paying attention to the time, so let me go grab that and I will show you the next part. Okay, so this is my immersion blender and it has all these different attachments that you can put on there, and there are 3 blades here, here, and here that do different things. Finer smoothie type things, chunkier. I don't really notice much of a difference. I like to get the one, let me show you. So this one has bigger openings and it's kind of curved on the edges, and I just feel like that one lets the beans go in and out a little bit better. It also has a little protector ring that fits right on the blade, and that is to protect the bottom of your pan so it doesn't get scratched up. So you just put that right on there. All of these just twist together. Okay, so now you can see you just push down this button and the blade spins. So I'm gonna go ahead and just blend this up. Okay, I blended this for probably 2 to 3 minutes, and I like this consistency. It still has a few half beans in there. Most of it's pretty mixed up. If you want it more smooth consistency, you can keep going. I like it the way it is. And you notice I didn't take the jalapenos out of there. So we'll see if that was a good idea or not. I'll let you guys know. I don't see any remnants of them. I feel like they got blended pretty well. So I don't think they're gonna be too spicy, but let me grab a spoon and I will let you know how that goes. Those are so good. I don't taste any of the heat from the jalapeno, so either I got a lucky scoop or it just blended up really well. Like I said, there were 6 slices that I put in there. I didn't put any seeds or membrane in there, which would add additional heat, which you're welcome to do if that's what you like. But these have such a great flavor, great consistency, so easy to make. They don't have all the additional oils and everything in them. Easy prep. You see, I completely forgot about it for over an hour after it was done cooking, and it's almost foolproof. I don't really know how you could mess this recipe up. I didn't blow up the house. My Instapot is amazing. Love it. Like I said, this is a very small batch for me. This is a half a batch. It'll probably be 4 meals, and that's why I always double it, because it's great to throw in your freezer, easy to make. Now I can put this away, put some water and some chicken and some more of this into my Instapot, cook it for a few minutes, shred that chicken up, and I can just easily make chicken burritos, chicken tacos, chicken nachos. And it's such easy. You can make it ahead of time. I could make quite a few portions of chicken breast and have a few different meals out of it. So don't keep your poor Instapot in the cabinet in the dark any longer. Pull that baby out. Anyway, that's all I have. Thank you for watching. I hope you feel a little more confident using this amazing contraption. And definitely make the beans. They are the best beans. They're better than any canned beans you can get. Trust me on that. The flavor is amazing. Way better. All right, I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.